Panthers. I'm Carl Parton, and here tonight with a call, Lori Shepard.
And Carl, the second game of our D3 semifinal and the last semifinal of the week pitches two more powerhouses. D3 with four powerhouses here tonight, ranks 1, 2, and 3. The Wildcats coming in as the number 2 ranked team with a record of, 18 and 3, and the Thetford Panthers coming in as the number 3 ranked team with a record of 15 and 5. These clubs played just one time, and it was too early to count now, Carl, December 13th, where Hazen came away with the win 60-53. Both of these teams used to being here in the spotlight of the Barry Odd. Thetford 2011 and 2013 state runner-up, but in the last 3 years, Hazen Wildcats, the 2016 state champs, and the 2017 runner-up, just missing out last year. Thetford will come to the table with a Chelsea transfer, or free agent as you call them, Carl, and Jake Colby. On December 22nd, he became a part of that 1,000-point scorer club, and he will be joined by Seth Boyce and Owen Defner to lead the Panther trio in the scoring column. As we look over to the Hazen Wildcats, nice balanced scoring, a big quarterfinal win, 52-31. We'll be looking at keeping an eye on Isaiah Baker, Elliot Kimball, and Jay LaCours. We have said the LaCours name many times over the years here at the Barry Odd. Both squads coming off great seasons. Hazen with the most wins in D3, Williamstown edging him out with that strength of schedule, Carl, and I just can't wait to see what the first 2 to 3 minutes of this one how this one plays out.
Williamstown probably fortunate to have that number 1 ranking too. They are in the championship game. The winner of this one will take on Williamstown 7:30 Saturday night here at the Barry Auditorium, but these two programs have a good resume this season.
Absolutely.
Both some excellent
Solid
wins and wins against some tough teams as well. So this 2-3 matchup is going to be a good one. I will start with the starting lineup here for the Thetford Academy Panthers. A 6'1" sophomore wearing number 12, Eli Dunnett. A 6-foot junior wearing number 15, Alex Emerson. A 6' 2" senior wearing number 21, Carter Blaine. A 6' 4" senior wearing number 22, Owen Defner. And a 6' senior wearing number 30, Jake Colby. As you mentioned, he is the transfer from Chelsea.
And into that elite 1,000-point scorer club, Carl.
The free agent pickup. And we're going to see who made the right choice possibly between Thetford and Jake Colby and Cole Banks for Williamstown. Which one walks away potentially with a championship ring, we'll tell. The Panthers are coached by Jason Gray. His assistant is Tim Willett. Now you have the Hazen Wildcats for us, Lori.
First of all, though, Coach Jason Gray, a 1,000-point scorer himself for the Thetford Panthers. Now on to the number 2 seed, Hazen Union Wildcats, coming in with a record of 18 and 3. In the backcourt, a 5'9", a sophomore, number 1, Isaiah Baker. In the front court, a 6' senior, number 3, Freddie Larson. In the backcourt, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Justin Howard. In the front court, a 6'1" senior, number 11, Elliot Kimball. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Wildcats, a 6'2" senior, number 14, Jay LaCours. And of course, your Wildcats are head coached by Aaron Hill, assisted by Mike Baker and Adam Gann.
It's easy.
Our main focus on
teach.
Auditorium, the historic Barry Auditorium. Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton, and we are just a tip away from the second D3 semifinal of the night and the last semifinal of the week. Thetford in the road blue, Hazen in the home white. tip won by Defner in the hands of Jake Colby, the transfer from Chelsea. Shot goes up by Alex Emerson, and just like that, Thetford on the board, 2-0.
Gotta like getting your first shot here at the Berry Auditorium.
Absolutely.
To quench those nerves.
What jitters, Carl? Strong into the key. Larson kicks it out to LaCour's round and out. And there with the defensive board, the lanky Owen Defner. Getting it up ahead to Jake Colby. And the nice pull-up floater from the baseline for Colby. 4-0 Panthers. We're just 45 seconds into this game, folks. Into the key goes Howard, and the no-look pass goes right in the hands of Owen Defner.
Should have looked.
Emerson with the dribble drive, the little dish to Eli Dunnett, and just like that, head coach Aaron Hill wants to talk about it, folks. We're just 1 minute into this one. We will step out for a 30-second timeout as well. All Panthers 6-0 here in the early going. Here at the Berry Auditorium after a quick 30-second timeout for the Wildcats. Thetford jumps out with a 6-0 run to start the game, and stepping in the passing lane was Emerson. Ball in the hands of LaCour's. Over to Larson. Back to Howard, over to LaCour's, looking for somewhere in the interior of that zone to go. Howard on top. Dribble drive into the key, pulls up, kick back out to Kimball. Shot is up, side iron, and right there Isaiah Baker with the offensive board, but called for the travel. Possession back to Thetford. Hazen in the 1-2-2 full court press. Ball goes middle, ball side to weak side, right up the gut goes Blaine. Into that trap, but coming away with it is Emerson. Gets it over to Colby, in and out. Solid rebound by Dunnett. But the miss on the putback by Dunnett, and we'll have a foul here, first foul of the game. And it'll be on the Thetford Panthers, so obviously that's their first team foul.
Like the way Thetford is getting everybody involved early. 3 different scorers here in the first quarter, moving the ball and seeming confident here at the odd.
Baker kicks it over to Larson. Over to LaCour's. Makes its way to Larson, ball side to weak side. Back in the hands of Howard. Kicks it back on top to LaCour's. LaCour's gets it to Isaiah Baker. Sizing up this defense of Thetford. Hazen trying to get a good shot here, and just a swarming D by the Panthers. Going up with it was LaCour's, but he had a brick wall of 2 blue jerseys.
Good job by Defner holding his position, just staying straight up there, not battling and picking up a cheap foul.
And Jake Colby, the 1,000-point scorer, gets it over to Defner on the left side. Down inside to Dunnett, draws a crowd, kicks it out. The nice skip pass to Colby. And Hazen able to save it, but Isaiah Baker just turns around and runs into another blue brick wall. And we've got 3 turnovers, and it finally ends up in Baker's hands, and he comes to a little stutter step jump stop and in for Hazen's first bucket of the night. And out of that score, Hazen will now pick up their first foul. So we've got 1 team foul apiece for each squad. This foul going on the senior Jay LaCour's.
It'd be interesting to see how Thetford can handle against this full court trap. Should they get past this game, they'll definitely see some very scrappy trapping defense by Williamstown in the championship.
Dunnett on that weak side block gets the nice soft roll, and 8-2, Thetford on top. Nice runner in the key by Larson, but doesn't touch iron, and coming away with it is Alex Emerson for the Panthers. Crosses over behind the back, regains control, gets it down low to Dunnett. And we've got an offensive foul on Thetford, and I believe that's going to go on Dunnett, and that will be the team's second, and Eli Dunnett's second as well.
Tough early foul trouble there, and smart move by Coach Jason Gray to get Dunnett with 2 fouls out of the game.
So into the game comes senior Seth Boyce, who has been a solid contributor off the bench this season for the Panthers. Howard tries the dribble drive, kicks it back out to the newly checked in Dylan Perry, and he takes it strong to the hole, and a nice bucket by the junior. Dunnett gets it over to Emerson. Emerson dribble drives up the middle, kicks it back out to Dunnett. Defner, excuse me, and that is Emerson back on top, the crossover against this solid defense. Blaine takes it hard to the hole, no go, and here comes Baker kicking it up ahead to Howard. Howard goes strong to the hole but doesn't hit iron, uses glass, and there with another rebound is Owen Defner. Up ahead to Carter Blaine. Blaine lets the crew come back and join him in the half-court set. Trying the backdoor cut, great guarded by that backdoor cut by Howard. Trying to jam it in there to Defner, no go, and here comes the Wildcats.
Good double team by Hazen that time.
Baker kicks it on top to Howard. Howard puts the shot up. It's a 3-ball back iron, and again, nice energy off the bench. Dylan Perry with another offensive board. Freddie Larson a little out of control with that second shot opportunity, and coming away with it are the Panthers. Emerson with a spin dribble into the key, kicks it to Colby on the baseline, back out to Boyce. Makes its way on the right side to Emerson on the baseline, pulls up in the key, uses glass, but doesn't hit the cylinder, and here goes Jake Colby with a 3. And there with the rebound is Joey Howard, who just goes coast to coast and lays it in. 8-6, Panthers, 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Skipped ahead to Boyce, back out to Colby. Cross court to Blaine, tries to get into the key. A nice backdoor cut by Alex Emerson. Another two-man play there. Hazen good with those backdoor, defending that backdoor, but not that time, as just a nice hard cut, Carl, by Emerson, and he will go to the line to try to finish off the 3-point play.
We saw both People's Academy and Williamstown working it around the outside, very patient, moving the ball around. Thetford is a punchy in the face, take it right down your throat type basketball team. They are pounding it inside, getting high percentage looks, and really attacking offensively.
Checking in for the Wildcats is the sophomore Derek Sauls, and Alex Emerson finishes off the 3-point play. Coming up is Baker, a little stutter dribble, floater in the key, no good. And there again, Owen Defner with yet another rebound for the Panthers. Bringing it up, Emerson gets it ahead to Blaine, back on top to Colby, over to Blaine on that baseline. And again, another offensive foul here on the Thetford Panthers. That'll be the third team foul. This foul will go on Owen Defner.
He had the elbow up, clearing some space in the post up there. Maybe gave a little nudge to give himself some room to catch that pass. Officials were all over it.
And that is the first on Defner. Thetford's third foul. Joey Howard gets it over to Elliott Kimball. Here comes that dribble drive by Dylan Perry. Makes its way back over to Baker for the 3-point shot. Rattles around and no good. And you know who's there for the defensive board again, Mr. Defner. Going up the right side, Emerson behind the back, splits the defense, tries to get it to Boyce on that weak side block. And the tie up there by Baker and Boyce. And the possession arrow, Carl, will go with the Wildcats.
Great scrappy interior defense in there by Hazen. Anytime the ball's inside, they get 2-3 bodies reaching in, poking at it.
And Baker walks it up the floor. Thetford in that tough half-court man defense. Makes its way to Kimball, pops it back over to Perry. Perry with a dribble drive pull-up, uses glass nicely, rolls out, and it's a broken record. Mr. Defner with another defensive board.
Racking those boards up. He's going to have 10 before halftime at this rate.
Jake Boyce kicks it over to Boyce, makes its way back from Colby on top to Emerson. Picks up the dribble, swings it right side to Blaine. Tries a little entry pass to Boyce, and that just goes off of Elliott Kimball. Possession will stay with the Panthers. Checking in for the Hazen Wildcats. Back in is Freddie Larson, the senior, checking in for Thetford. Ethan Stengus, the senior as well. So both coaches rotating in and out to keep their guys fresh here. 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Into Defner. Sizes up Baker. And a scrum on the floor. And just going off of Joey Howard. Possession will stay with the Panthers.
Like that hustle by Baker that time. He slid probably 20 feet across the floor trying to save that one.
And trying to get it in is Carter Blaine. Hand in the passing lane by Hazen. We'll move it up about 6 feet and we'll inbound again from the side. Again, Carter Blaine to inbound. Trying to get it to Defner. He does just that. Back on top to Jake Colby. Makes its way over to Emerson on the left side. Trying to get a little dribble drive, split the defenders. Makes its way back to Colby. Solid defense by Hazen. Back on top to Blaine, 16 seconds to go. Off of Blaine's foot. And it goes off of Elliott Kimball. And Blaine making sure Kimball couldn't corral that. Panthers will inbound again. 2/3 of the way down the court to go this time. Emerson goes to his left. Goes into 4 defenders. Kicks it to Defner, who pulls up on the baseline, and no good. And that will end the first quarter, a very, very fast-paced first quarter in this D3 semifinal. All Panthers so far. Folks, you are watching an NFHS presentation. We'll be back in 30.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
High school sports fans, never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination. NFHSnetwork.com. We are high school.
Back here at the historic Berry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton. And all Panthers in that first quarter, but credit the Wildcats. They just started chipping away and finding their groove the second half of that first quarter. Possession with the Panthers to start this second quarter. Colby with the skip pass over to Blaine. Blaine with the runner, no good. And Defner there. Owen Defner with an offensive board this time and the putback. Hazen quickly down the court. Ball in hands of Larson on top. Makes its way to Baker on the baseline. Dribble drive baseline, and what a great move by Isaiah Baker, the sophomore, but called for the offensive charge.
If this was the NBA, the defender would have been in the circle because
right.
He went up, but there's no charge circle here, so he gets called for the offensive.
First foul on Baker, third foul on Hazen. Breaks it in the middle. Going up is Stengus, and he pulls up with a shot. No good, and Baker there. He kicks it up quickly to Kimball. Kimball back, makes its way back to Larson on top. Splits the defense and just lays it in. Nice job by Freddie Larson getting to the hole once he split the defense. Here goes Carter Blaine. Ball gets tipped and in the hands of Elliott Kimball. He gets it quickly ahead to Larson, and Larson attacks the hole again, gets his own rebound, back up, no good. And Jake Colby corrals that rebound for the Panthers. Colby gets it ahead to Blaine, makes its way back out to Jake Colby on top. In the high post to Defner. He'll pull up with the shot, and nothing but net there for Defner.
Wow, Defner doing it all out there for the Panthers.
15-8, Panthers on top. Howard gets it to Baker. He pulls up from NBA 3, and just nothing but the bottom of the net there for Baker. Sweet stroke by the sophomore.
And a backcourt violation. That's on Colby. Jumped from the front court into the backcourt as the ball was in the air.
And Isaiah Baker, known for his three-point shooting, is finding his stroke here early in the second quarter. And you can just feel that the Wildcats have weathered the Panthers' storm here and are starting to get really comfortable in their half-court set, Carl.
Absolutely, and that scrappy, quick-handed, quick-footed defense of Hazen is going to make it difficult for Thetford tonight.
Baker calls out the play, closely guarded by Blaine. Gets it on the right side to Howard. The hand off to Howard. Kicks it back over to Baker, running that baseline. And Elliott Kimball's going to pull up with a three, hits the glass and nothing else, and Emerson comes away with the defensive board. Kicks it up to Colby. Back out, inside out to Carter Blaine, and Blaine nails the three-pointer. 16-11, Panthers on top, 5:40 to go to the half.
5 different scorers for the Panthers. Ooh, that's going to be number 2 on Defner. And that's not where you want your key vital big man to pick up a foul, reaching outside three-point land.
Exactly, beyond the three-point perimeter. And that will be the 4th team foul on Thetford, the 2nd on Owen Defner. Dylan Perry will look to inbound, gets it in the hands of Baker. Baker calls out the offense, closely guarded by Blaine, gets it over to Howard. Nice screen set by Perry, and just like that, Howard slips the screen, but it rolls out, and I believe that was off of off of a Wildcat, and the possession will go back to the Panthers. Hazen still in that 1-2-2 full court press. They love the full court press, Carl, always have. And the turnover off the inbound, and I believe that rolled off of Dylan Perry as Perry and Emerson going hard to the side. The officials will get together and talk about it. And the officials will talk about it and go over to the scorer's table. And I guess we're going to go with off of Perry, so it will be possession Thetford.
Tough call to make there. Certainly a Thetford player tried to save it, but I think might have hit the Wildcat. That was out of bounds.
On top to Emerson, tries to get it to Defner, deflected back to Emerson. He still gets it in that high post to Defner, and there it goes to Colby for a three-pointer. No good, but there with another board, Alex Emerson for the Panthers. Into Defner in the middle of that key. Gonna have a little push-off foul here. I believe that's gonna go on Dylan Perry, the junior. It'll be the 4th team foul on the Wildcats. 1st on Perry. Carter Blaine will inbound under his own basket, running the stack. They get it into Defner.
Great
Takes
pivot.
Exactly, Carl. Just a great pivot move, feeling where that defender is. Defner with a soft touch off glass. 18-11 Panthers. Larson kicks it over to Howard. Back on top to Baker. Between the legs, closely guarded by Carter Blaine. Splits the defenders, and the nice soft touch, and again Isaiah Baker, the sophomore, gets called for the offensive charge.
That's the 2nd one on him.
And he's got such a nice quick step, and he's so soft, kissing it off the glass. Ball gets into the middle of the floor to Defner, and the foul is going to go on Carson Moeller, just checking in for the Wildcats. And that'll be the first on Moyer. And Coach Aaron Hill is going to talk about it again with his troop, and it will be a full timeout. So, folks, we will take it to, you're watching an NFHS presentation of Boys Division III, a semifinal. We'll be back in 30.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton in this second D3 semifinal matchup and our last semifinal game of the week. Thetford and Hazen trying to punch their ticket to the 7:30 D3 final on Saturday to face the number 1 seed Williamstown Blue Devils.
I got a great Jason Gray story for you at halftime. We'll get ready for that one.
Ball in the hands of Jake Colby, the 1,000-point scorer. Kicks it up the right side to Blaine, makes its way ball weak side into Defner. Back out to Colby on that three-point shot, and getting fouled on the three-point shot by Dylan Perry. That'll be the second on Perry. And the senior and 1,000-point scorer, free agent from Chelsea. Now you got me saying it. Jake Colby will step to the line to shoot 3, Carl.
You know, it's not so much free agency now, but next year, these guys get to choose again. I mean, former Chelsea or Chelsea students get to choose where they go to high school and play basketball. So I wonder how much recruiting we'll see with AAU programs saying,
Absolutely.
hey, come play for us, you know. Do you have a good friend, a younger brother? You can come play for us too.
First shot by Colby is good, coming back into the game for the Wildcats, the senior Jay LaCours and Joey Howard. Second shot trickles around and is good. That was 2 shots, so 20-11, Panthers on top. Baker using the ball screen, gets it to Larson, dribble drive in the key, the kick back out to Howard, gets it back to Baker for his 3-point shot, and the sophomore is good. Ice in the veins of the sophomore Baker after getting called for those 2 offensive charges. He comes right back and sticks a dagger on the 3-point shot.
Aaron Hill trusting his young man out there to play smart with 2 fouls.
And a ball side to weak side post to Owen Defner, and he uses the glass oh so well. The answer by the Panthers. Dribble drive into the key is Larson, back iron. Makes its way out to Baker, who shuffle passes it back out. It goes to Larson for his 3-point. And that was an air ball and into the hands of Alex Emerson. Will be going the other way with the Panthers. Behind the back is Emerson, pulls up back iron and trying to track it down is Hazen. And Jay LaCours does that, gets it into the hands of Baker, hits it, gets it. Nice little pass to Moeller on that block, but just solid interior defense by the Panthers, Carl.
Defner gets the block shot on that with 2 fouls. That was a dangerous contesting right there.
And again, the Panthers with the drive and just the nice threading the needle passing to that weak side post, but probably the first miss on the night for Defner. Into the hands of Howard. Gets a ball screen on the wings, the pick and roll by Moeller. The pass over onto the other side to LaCours, and he hits a back iron. And coming away was Colby with the defensive board. Over to Colby, back on top to Defner. Right to left, it goes into the hands of Emerson. Behind the back goes Emerson, takes on 3 defenders, kicks it back out to Stengus, who dribble drives and gets it to Colby. Colby nowhere to go, able to kick it back out to Emerson. Picks up his dribble, nowhere to go. Solid defense by Moeller. And the turnover, that was a solid defensive effort by the Wildcats.
Complete team too. Each player sticking to the man, preventing the open pass.
And an 8-point cushion still for the Thetford Panthers with 2 minutes to go to the half. Walking it up will be Isaiah Baker, who has definitely found his stroke here in the second quarter. Baker with the handoff to Sauls.
Coach Hill has to trust Baker as a smart player with 2 fouls, only a sophomore, and leaves him in the game.
And Kimball with the shot, and right in the hands of Colby it goes. He'll bring it up with 1:30 to go to the half. Dribble drive in the key by Stengus, kicks it back out to Dunnett. Back to Stengus, the little pull up in the key front iron, and it trickles off the shoulder of Baker, but able to corral it is Baker, and he'll shoot the NBA 3. And right there with an offensive board was Sauls. Nobody around him, and it rattles on top of the iron and falls, and the Panthers get possession back, Carl. On top, it makes its way to Defner, down low to Stengus. Tries to back in the defense, does Emerson. Gets it back out to Colby. Dunnett on, a nice crossover by Dunnett, but it rolls out. And the ball right in the hands of Baker, but just trickled off his fingertips, and you know who was there to corral it. Owen Defner, and getting fouled was Defner, so the senior, 6'4" senior, will step to the line.
Making his case, hey, I was shooting, but it's a 1-and-1, I believe, on this one, so he was going to be shooting no matter what.
And Hazen with 8 team fouls, 4 team fouls for Thetford, and Owen Defner will step to the line with a nice, cool 10 points here in the first half. 2
fouls on Perry, 2 on Moeller, and 2 on Baker for the Wildcats, so some early foul trouble.
Shot is up by Defner and good. The important one in the 1-and-1. Earns Owen Defner a second shot here. 23-14. Panthers with a 9-point lead. Shot is up. Rattles out. And the rebound by Larson. They get it ahead to Sauls. Back out to Kimball. Kicks it back out off the dribble drive. Kimball brings it back to the top to Howard. Howard kicks it out to Larson, back to LaCourse, who dribble drives in, and the kick to Sauls. And he just runs into a brick wall of blue. And I've said that a few times here, Carl, in the first half.
Defner again contesting that shot, getting the blocked shot, but with 2 fouls. Real dangerous, but well played.
25 seconds to go to the half. Breaking the press in the middle to Defner. Nowhere to go. Backdoor cut by Colby. Swings it out to Dunnett. Back on top. Defner gets it around to Emerson. Emerson with the dribble drive. Pulls up back of the iron. But there with another offensive board are the Thetford Panthers. Stengus kicks it over to Colby. I don't think Colby knows there's 1 second to go, and he chucks it up, and it hits side iron. And Coach Gray looks at his troops and points to his head like, you guys got to know how much time on the clock. But other than that, Coach Gray's got to be incredibly happy with this first half of basketball.
Very solid performance, certainly, by Thetford in that first half.
So, Hoop fans, you are watching an NFHS presentation of this Division III semifinal. All Panthers here in the first half. Carl and I will step out, and we'll be back to break this down in a few minutes. All Panthers 23-14. We'll be back in a bit.
A smile, such a simple gesture, an effortless contraction of muscles, a flash of teeth. Healthy smiles have the power to spread joy, courage, and love. When you smile, it transforms you and the world around you. So if you feel the urge, go ahead and use that simple gesture to spread joy. Keep your smile healthy and strong. Choose Delta Dental, protecting more smiles than anyone.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Back here at the historic Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton, and another entertaining first half of basketball here at the Barry Auditorium in this D3 semifinal. Winner will punch their ticket to a 7:30 Saturday night meeting with the Williamstown Blue Devils. And Carl, a very impressive first half of basketball by the Thetford Panthers.
And especially Owen Defner, the big man in the middle. He's got 11 points. He's got to be flirting with 10 rebounds already as well. A couple block shots to go. A couple block shots even with a couple fouls on him. So still playing intense, scrappy defense, even a little bit of foul trouble, but very fun to watch, certainly. And Lori, we talked about it in one of the timeouts. Williamstown coming in here Saturday night, I don't care if it's Hazen, I don't care if it's Thetford, they better bring their running shoes because these are two intense, fast-paced teams.
Absolutely, and Defner leading the game in scoring with 11 points. And like you said, Carl, Coach Gray just rolling the dice when Defner picked up that second foul pretty early in the first half, and he knew what he has in his senior because he played such solid interior defense, did Defner, and straight up D. Never moving those hands, just straight up defense. And I also like, we're used to watching Hazen with that 1-2-2 full court press, and it's such a solid press, and they always create a lot of turnovers. But right now, this first half, Thetford taking really good care of the ball, Carl, and you always want to break that press by going strong side to weak side or the middle of the floor. And what they have in the middle of the floor to break the press is Owen Defner. And he steps to the pass very well, just a calm, cool customer. So right now, the press is not an issue for the Thetford Panthers. Doing a great job breaking it, and you're totally right. Defner doing so many things out there for that Thetford Panther team, but definitely being the core flasher there in the middle is another one of them. And I tell you what, Jake Colby, the 1,000-point scorer for Thetford, I believe he has 4 points on the night. So even without Colby getting hot there, Thetford still with the big lead here at the half, and right now Coach Aaron Hill's got to talk about, we got to find a way to slow down Defner, and we've got to find somebody else to put the ball in that orange cylinder, not named Isaiah Baker. Baker's going to get his points, but quiet right now is Elliot Kimball, Freddie Larson, and Jay LaCours.
Really like watching Isaiah Baker out there, only a sophomore out there, but such composure,
Absolutely.
such leadership. You know, stepping up, he's got a great form on his jump shot and takes it to the rack strong. A little too strong a couple times
Yes.
in the first half. So, Lori, here's my Jason Gray story.
Oh,
I used to
go.
coach Twinfield basketball, 8th grade basketball, and I can't remember the number of years, but it was 20 years ago or so, which puts the age on Jason Gray, too. He was an 8th grader, and my team that was a little less skilled maybe, and I had a lot of first-year players, a lot of really shorter players. We came in and took on Thetford. Jason Gray was about the same size as he is now. He was like 6'4" or something, it seemed like. So I had a couple players, and, you know, I had been working with them, and teaching them to take it strong to the hole. I kept saying, strong to the hole, strong to the hole. So we got out there, and we took on Thetford. The kids went strong to the hole, and he sent it 30 rows back in the stands, like 3 or 4 times. We got in at halftime, and I had kids crying, saying, please don't make me go play against him in the second half again.
Please don't make me go to the rim against that man-child, please. So, a great story by Carl Parton on Coach Gray of the Thetford Panthers, who was a 1,000-point scorer as well for the Thetford Panthers. Exactly. Thanks for that story, Carl. Carl and I are going to step away for a quick minute, and we will be back with the second half of this Division III semifinal. Back in 30.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton, and we are just about ready for the second half of this D3 semifinal. Winner will punch a ticket to play the Williamstown Blue Devils Saturday night. Winners 48-36 in our first semifinal game. The Wildcats with the possession to start this half. Shot goes up by Kimball, side iron, and of course Thetford right there, one and done with the defensive board.
Lori, I have 25 for Thetford in my book. Whoop, steal.
Nice steal by Hazen on the trap right over half court, and getting in the scoring column is Jay LaCours. Let's see if that heats up the senior LaCours in this second half. Back the other way come the Panthers. Emerson asking for it, but into the high post it goes to Defner. And coming up from behind, Justin Howard knocks it out, and it rolls off of Defner.
I was saying, Lori, I have 25 in my book, and I know somebody with a book for the team went down to the scorer's table and was complaining about something. Jake Colby, I thought, hit a couple free throws there that they didn't pin up on the board for some reason.
Interesting. Very interesting, as Baker gets the open look coming off a screen. Top of the key for the three-pointer. Doesn't miss by much. And I'm with you, Carl. I thought Jake Colby hit both of them. Inbounding it against this 1-2-2 full court press. Defner not in the middle of the press break now. He's handling the ball. Can do it all. Makes its way to Colby, and the nice pass from Colby to Eli Dunnett on that weak side block. I've said that weak side block a few times tonight as well. And the big man, Defner, can definitely pass, as can Colby. So Eli Dunnett will step to the line for the Panthers to try to finish off the three-point play.
All you young guards out there that think you need to dribble to break the press. 3 quick passes, 3 crisp passes, so much faster than the dribble, and a great open look for Thetford.
10-point lead for the Panthers. Baker gets it on top to Larson and makes its way to Kimball. Kimball with a dribble drive, kicks it out to Baker. Using the high ball screen, Baker shoots it, hits the backboard, but a nice rebound by Kimball. Makes its way to Larson. Three-point shot is in and out. And I tell you what, the Panthers are not going to give the Wildcats a lot of second and third shot opportunities, giving them that second opportunity there. Big defensive board on the weak side block, and the foul will go on the Wildcats. That is their second team foul of the second half. That will go on Justin Howard. That is his third foul, Carl.
Another great press breaker by Thetford.
Colby kicks it over to Blaine, back to Colby, over to Emerson, inside to Defner it goes, and the skip pass makes its way to Colby. Nice ball movement by the Panthers. Shot goes up by Emerson, no good, but there with the defensive board for the Wildcats is Baker. Skips it up ahead to Howard. Howard goes at baseline and runs into another blue wall. There's a lot of blue walls out there tonight, folks. The trap by the Wildcats causes a wild pass by Emerson, but off of the Wildcats, and Emerson lets his teammates know that somebody's got to come back to help him out there.
Yeah, breakdown that time in the press breaker, but I got to tell you, I would hate to play defense against this Thetford team. Quick, crisp passes, they change directions, change angles, everybody touches the ball. You really have to move defensively to stay with a team that passes that well.
Absolutely. Defner has it on the wing, and what a great pass to the slicing Dunnett, but a solid defensive interior D by the Wildcats. Wildcats running the floor, and Freddie Larson takes it strong to the hole. Coach Gray wants a travel call, but we're going to get a foul call instead, and that, I believe, is going on Owen Defner.
That's going to be his third. He's going to appeal to the ref that it was a travel, but it's too late. The call's already been made. Chasing the ref around like that sometimes can get you in some trouble.
It certainly can, Carl. We've seen that a lot this week, and the first shot up and good by Larson. 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Hazen trying to chip away at that 10-point lead, has got it down to 9 right now. Larson's second shot rattles around and falls. 26-18, and here comes the press, and they're doubling up on Defner. But here comes Emerson. He's streaking down the floor, gets it to Colby. Makes its way back around to Dunnett. Skip pass to Emerson. Dribbles baseline, pull-up jumper, and tickles the rim and out, and we've got bodies on the floor. So we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Panthers. Looking to inbound it for Thetford will be Carter Blaine. And their 4 across out of bounds set is Thetford. Cleaning up the moisture on the floor, this hardworking crew here at the Barry Odd. Cutting it down the key, a nice job by Saul's hand in the passing lane, but it makes its way to Blaine and gets the shooter's roll.
He's got 5 now.
Nice soft touch by Blaine. Back to a 10-point lead, and the steal by Carter Blaine. Kicks it up ahead to Emerson, the crossover, and there goes Eli Dunnett. That weak side lane, he was just filling it. No one from Hazen back in transition D.
Thetford hitting the open man. It seems so easy, you know, every team should do it, but the first thing they do is catch and look around, and they hit the open teammate every time.
Shot, 3-point shot by Emerson. Coming away with the rebound is Baker. Goes up the left side. Gets it to Howard. Gets it inside to LaCours, to Sauls, back on top. It makes its way into the hands of LaCours. Dribble drive and the pull-up. And one and done are Thetford. And this time, Coach Gray wants to talk about it. All Panthers here, Carl, in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout too. 30-18, Panthers on top. Back in a moment.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
You are watching live coverage of the VPA Division III semifinals on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/VPA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of VPA semifinal and championship basketball action.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton, and coming out of the full timeout by the Panthers. Carter Blaine will look to inbound it. Gets it into the hands of Jake Colby. Closely guarded by Baker, makes its way to Defner. Defner thought he was going to hit an Emerson cutting to the hole, but into a white jersey called Justin Howard, and he goes coast to coast.
I think that's going to be number 4 against Defner if he got whistled for that one.
And if that is on Defner, which it looks like it is, nope, actually. We were all wrong up here, and that is going to go on Carter Blaine. That is his first. And Coach Gray would rather have that call, and that is the second team foul on the Panthers. Stepping to the line is Justin Howard. Rattles out. But Owen Defner will take a seat on the bench and get a much-deserved Gatorade break.
Guy you want in there for the fourth quarter for rebounding and mopping things up.
Second shot by Howard is good.
Ooh.
And it was Jake Colby trying to spin away from Baker, and the ball just goes out of bounds. So here's what Hazen wants. And just like that, Owen Defner is back in the game.
Got a drink, took a deep breath, and he's right back in. You know, that last one, Colby did such a nice fake that he faked his teammate out on that V-cut.
So Defner with the 5-second Gatorade break is back in here, but more so for the Wildcats. They get another possession, down by 11.
And Defner did not check in at the center of the table.
So,
I guess,
Ethan Stengus will have to come back in, and now Defner will go take a seat in front of the scorer's table. All is said and done. Isaiah Baker will inbound. Ball back into the hands of Baker off the curl screen, and no good, and there with a big rebound, Jake Colby. Emerson quickly gets it up ahead to Blaine. Blaine goes to his left, dumps it down to Dunnett, but good interior defense by the Wildcats. They get out running the floor, but trying to hit the trailer. The ball goes in the hands of Colby. So here come the Panthers.
And the Wildcat fans wanted to travel on that one.
Dunnett gets it back on top to Emerson. Oh, and a wide open Eli Dunnett again on that weak side. The help defense is just not there for the Wildcats in their man-to-man D.
9 points for Eli Dunnett now.
Ball makes its way back out to Larson, to Isaiah Baker. Crossover by Baker. Uses the high ball screen, slips it. Little runner in the lane, and no good. And again, Jake Colby with another rebound. At the half, the Panthers out rebounding the Wildcats 17-4, and a turnover. And here goes Baker with a Euro step through, and just the nice, soft lay-in by the sophomore.
That was a pretty layup.
Racing up the right side is Blaine, and he tries to go to that weak side block again to Dunnett. And that time the Wildcats had the rotation defense working perfectly.
Baker's speed just blazing back after that sweet layup on the offensive end, came back and made that defensive play as well.
So the nice rotation D and the ball going off the fingertips of Eli Dunnett. Wildcats get another possession. Down by 11 with 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Baker gets it into the elbow, gets the little handoff back from Kimball. Kimball with a little stutter step over to Baker, thinks about taking it. Drives, gets it to that weak side block to Howard, makes its way back out to Kimball with the dribble drive. Over to Baker, takes a ball fake step and gets it back to Howard on top. Howard dribble drive into the key and nice right to his left hand. And the lay-in.
Basket is good. Then there's a foul after the shot. Or maybe was that a delay of game warning perhaps for slapping the ball out of bounds?
I believe that was it because Coach Gray was looking for the technical. A 9-point lead for the Panthers. Wildcats in that full court press they've been in all night. Makes its way to the middle to Defner, and he gets it up ahead to Eli Dunnett again. Dunnett making a living here tonight, camping on that weak side block, and once they get it into his hands, he is not going to miss that high percentage chippies.
9 points in the third quarter for Dennett.
Nice shot by Howard.
He's got 6 points now.
Ooh. And the inbound to Dunnett, and it just trickles through the fingertips and out of bounds. Coming back into the game for the Wildcats, the junior Dylan Perry. Taking a seat will be Elliott Kimball. 9-point lead for the Panthers, 1:07 to go in this third quarter. And the Hazen Wildcats, the number 2 seed, staying incredibly composed. Big possession here with 1:07 to go. Sauls and the reach in by Jake Colby, definitely, as he was chasing Sauls. And the reach in from behind on Colby. That'll be the first foul on Jake Colby. That'll be the third team foul on Thetford, and Baker will look to inbound it. The kick off the foot of Blaine. Hazen will inbound again. Right at the end of the scorer's table. Howard dribbles to his right, gets into the lane, and just a nice under scoop, but hits the glass, and that's it. And here goes Thetford the other way. Colby with the crossover in the lane. Gets the shooter's roll, but it just trickles out, and here comes Derek Sauls. But stepping into the passing lane is Carter Blaine. And a much-needed bucket, as you could feel momentum is shifting slightly to the Wildcats, but Carter Blaine says, I'll step in the passing lane and go coast to coast. 36-25, 25 seconds to go.
He's got 7 points now for the Panthers.
The poke from behind on Isaiah Baker makes its way into the hands of Alex Emerson. 12 seconds to go. Dunnett over to Defner. Gets it back on top to Colby. 6 seconds to go. Colby gets it into the hands of Emerson. Emerson with the pull-up. Hits the bottom of the net. And that's going to end the third quarter here of this NFHS presentation of the D3 semifinals. At the end of 3, folks, 36-25 Panthers. Get a Gatorade break, and we'll be right back with the fourth quarter of this D3 semifinal. Back in 30.
A smile, such a simple gesture, an effortless contraction of muscles, a flash of teeth. Healthy smiles have the power to spread joy, courage, and love. When you smile, it transforms you and the world around you. So if you feel the urge, go ahead and use that simple gesture to spread joy. Keep your smile healthy and strong. Choose Delta Dental, protecting more smiles than anyone.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton. And this is it, folks. We are into the fourth quarter, and a big stat from that third quarter is Hazen created 9 turnovers in that quarter. And Carl, they converted that into only 1 bucket.
Yeah, certainly good recovery defense by the Thetford Panthers out there. Thetford, a very long team. And I'm just confirming Brent Curtis also has Thetford for 38, so I think Thetford got cheated out of 2 points here.
Have to see if that plays in as these 8 minutes tick away here. Right off the bat, a foul on the Panthers. The foul going on Carter Blaine. That'll be his second, the 4th team foul on the Panthers.
800, 900 people here. It seems like somebody would catch that in a scorer's table with 9 people sitting at it as well.
And
I think the Thetford bookkeeper caught it. We caught it.
Right, exactly. That's what I was just going to say. Perry kicks it over to Baker on the baseline. Double teamed is Baker. Gets out of it, gets it back on top to Howard. Howard dribbles left, gets it down to Perry on the baseline. The kick out to Justin Howard. And the shot up by Freddie Larson. The tray is good. And chipping away is Hazen. It is an 8-point lead by the Panthers. And here we go again to that weak side block and just great passing.
Absolutely.
From Colby to Dunnett.
Dunnett's got to be thinking, well, this game is easy. All you have to do is hit 1-foot layups.
And coming right back, the sophomore Isaiah Baker with an NBA 3. And what a sweet stroke by the sophomore. Getting out of the trap is Emerson.
Baker has 13 points now, 3 of those coming from the long-range 3 balls, or 9 of those with 3 3-pointers.
And just a 7-point lead now for the Thetford Panthers, or as we would call it, a 9-point lead, but on the scoreboard, 7-point lead for the Panthers.
I hope it doesn't come into play and turn vital in this game if there was a mistake.
Blaine, closely guarded, gets it to Colby, over to Dunnett, down low to Emerson on the baseline. Dunnett with the cut, and it just makes its way out to Blaine, because I love this passing by the Panthers. The give and go on one side and the kick back out, and the ball movement is just fabulous here by the Thetford Panthers. Coming in for the Wildcats, Carson Moeller. The senior stepping out will be Dylan Perry. Nice minutes by Perry. Inbounding it will be Carter Blaine. Gets it to Defner. Defner with a nice drop step move.
That was beautiful also. You know, going right, going left in there, but sold the defense to the high move and then stepped through the jump hook to the left.
Back to a 9-point lead. Pull up by Justin Howard, and a nice pull up, no rotation D by the Panthers. 7-point lead again for the Panthers. Here comes Colby. Gets it up the right side to Blaine, to Dunnett, to Defner. And you can't rattle these Panthers. I keep looking for them to get a little rattled as Hazen makes a run here, but the passing, I'd like to sit in on one of their practices, because I think a lot of transition passing is done by Coach Gray day in and day out.
I'm guessing there's a few passing drills in that practice, certainly.
Shot goes up by Owen Defner, and it is good.
$14 points now for Defner.
Easily a double-double for Defner. Second shot by the senior, back iron, and a nice solid rebound by Moeller. Gets it into the hands of Baker. A little stutter step. Makes its way to Larson. Back over to Baker on the left side. Gets a screen, doesn't use it. On the baseline to Howard. Kicks it over, and it makes its way to the hot shooting Freddie Larson, but front iron by Larson. And there with the rebound is Eli Dunnett. Bringing it up, Blaine. Gets it to a backdoor cut by Colby. Gets it over to Emerson. Down low again to you-know-who, Eli Dunnett, who has made a living. The real estate in the paint is all Eli Dunnett's tonight. That forces Coach Hill to call a timeout. It's a full timeout, and we'll take it to 43-33. Panthers on top.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, a full-time out here by the Hazen Wildcats and Coach Hill. And every time, Carl, the Wildcats put a little 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 run, Thetford has an answer. And right now it's coming in the form of Eli Dunnett, and he has definitely bought the real estate in the paint tonight.
Dunnett has to be 2, 4, 6, 7 for 9 tonight. Shooting a great percentage, but he's had 7 wide open shots on the low block, just right under the rim. All he had to do is tap it off the glass and drop it in.
And credit his teammates, the dribble drive to the hole and always drawing the double, triple team defense, and there's Dunnett on the weak side. So total team basketball here by the Thetford Panthers. That will be the 4th foul, I believe, on Owen Duffner. That is the 5th team foul, and yes, the senior has just picked up his 4th foul, but he gives a thumbs up to Coach Gray.
We'll see if he changes his style of play at all.
Baker with a dribble drive, pulls it back out, through the legs, three-pointer up and good. Sophomore Isaiah Baker doing all he can to keep Hazen in this one.
16 points.
And here we go again. That ball got into the hands of Carter Blaine, and guess who was on the weak side? Yes, Eli Dunnett, but rotation D by the Wildcats. Ball deflected out. Panthers will inbound under their own basket. Long inbound pass to Emerson. He splits the defenders and gets his own rebound. Ball fake, pump fake, and no good. Here goes Baker coast to coast with a Euro step through.
A nice recovery that time by Emerson. Missed a couple layups, makes up for it by spanking that one into the bricks.
Absolutely. And a nice job by the junior of going coast to coast in transition D. Hazen will inbound under their own basket. Gets it to Howard on the weak side block, and the easy bucket by Howard.
Howard's got 8 now for the Wildcats.
And it is a 5-point lead by the Panthers. Closest the Wildcats have gotten here in the second half. A lot of time left, 4:25. Colby in that high post. Puts it on the floor, gets it to Dunnett, over to Defner. Defner kisses it off the glass, but no good. Right there, yes, with an offensive board was Emerson, but lowering the shoulder was Alex Emerson. Offensive foul, offensive charge on Emerson. His first foul of the night, the 6th-team foul on Thetford.
And the Wildcat fans are starting to get a little rowdy here. They're excited, feeling momentum shifting their way.
And again, the hardworking crew here at the Odd, but Coach Gray wants to talk about it, so he'll take a 30-second timeout and talk to his Panthers. Momentum definitely shifting the Wildcats' way. We'll take a timeout too. Back in 30.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton, and Hoop fan, things are getting interesting here with 4:16, a lot of time to go. And the Panthers with just a 5-point lead. Hazen's been chipping away. Possession with the Wildcats. The hot shooting Baker shuffles it to Howard. Howard into the key, the Euro step through, and I gotta say, solid defense by Defner and his 4 fouls.
Yeah, that was another risky one, but stepping up big. That's a huge play at this point in the game for Thetford.
And Hazen in their full court man get it over the half court line, and here goes Emerson, a little out of control, and the big defensive board by the sophomore Isaiah Baker, and it's going to put the sharp shooting sophomore at the line, as that is the 7th team foul on the Panthers.
16 points already for Baker. But these free throws here are pretty huge. And again, Lori, I'm still looking at my book. I'm still seeing 14 points in that second quarter for Thetford. I'm not sure if they called back a basket or what, but
shot is up and good by the silky smooth shooting sophomore Baker. 4-point game, 3:51 to go. Only 4 team fouls for the Wildcats. They will be in the bonus as Thetford just picked up their 7th. Second shot, no good. Emerson to Defner to Colby. Colby looking to finish at the rim and just can't. It rolls off the front, and here goes Larson the other way. And he is going to draw the offensive charge as there was 2 Thetford Panthers back in transition D.
Both Emerson and Defner, I think, sitting there waiting for that charge. So probably either of them could have picked that one up.
So the Barry Odd crew will dry mop the perspiration off the floor. Inbounding it will be Carter Blaine for Thetford. And the Hazen Wildcats still in their full court press. You'll never see them leave that.
That much speed and athleticism that the Wildcats have.
Get it on the weak side to Emerson. Gets it to Defner. Over to Emerson. Emerson splits the defense. It makes its way back to Defner, to Dunnett. A lot of pass and cut offense. Skip pass to Emerson. Skip pass back to Defner. Emerson pulls back up. Gets it to Dunnett. Over to Colby. The little shuffle pass to Defner, and just spreading the floor out with a lot of give and go off of the offense, waiting for a crease to open for that high percentage look.
16 points now for Owen Defner.
Oh, jump ball. I thought that was the 5th on Owen Defner.
Again, even when in the first half when he had 2, here in the second half when he has 4, still playing aggressive defense, challenging and contesting shots.
How is he getting away without getting that 5th foul? What a just smart basketball IQ young man. And with a 6-point lead now, the Panthers will look to inbound against this Hazen Wildcat press. Inbounding it again will be Blaine. Makes its way back to Blaine. Colby to Blaine, back to Colby, into Defner in the middle of that press break. Emerson hits it to Defner as he cuts. Over to Dunnett again. Kicks out of that double team. Smart move by Dunnett. Over to Colby. Splits the defense into the key. Kicks it back out to Emerson. 2.5 minutes to go. Dunnett takes it baseline, and just a nice little soft touch. That's the first time we've seen Dunnett out of the key take it to the hole, Carl.
Yeah, that was the hardest shot he's taken all night for his 16 points.
Into the hands of Baker. He splits the defender, and it rolls out. But there with the defensive board was Defner, and it goes off of Baker as he reaches in.
17 points for Dunnett. I cheated him out of one there.
That was a nice take by Dunnett, and a nice soft touch. In the middle to Defner. up to Dunnett, back to Emerson. They'll look to spread the floor. Makes its way into the hands of Colby. Kicks it, skip pass to Emerson. Over to Dunnett, and he pulls up with that 8-footer, but no go. Here goes Baker. Picks up his dribble. Gets it to Larson, back to Baker. Into the hands of Perry. He will reset the offense. And just like that, Coach Aaron Hill wants to talk about it. And he's going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll take it too, folks, after a quick Gatorade break. Carl and I will be back in 30.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here at the Barry Auditorium, Lori Shepard alongside Carl Parton. And Carl, I believe the Wildcats had cut it to 4. And back to an 8-point lead for the Thetford Panthers with 1:37 to go. Panthers trying to hold on here and punch their ticket to the D3 final at 7:30 on Saturday night against the number 1 seed Williamstown Blue Devils, who knocked off the number 4 seed People's Academy Wolves 48-36 in our first semifinal tonight. Into Baker. Here goes Howard, kicks it out to Perry. Back on top to Freddie Larson. The pull up by Larson, back iron, and a solid rebound by Eli Dunnett. For the most part tonight here, Thetford has been extremely solid on the defensive board. Not very often are the Hazen Wildcats getting a second and third shot opportunity, or another possession, shall I say. Thetford will inbound to Defner, over to Emerson on the weak side of the floor. Back to Blaine. And Defner, just like volleyball, tried to tap it to Colby. And going after the ball was in the hands of Baker, and him and Alex Emerson definitely collided, and Baker got the worst of that. He will step to the line for the 1-and-1, but that was a hard shot taken by the sophomore.
Sophomore with 17 points already before these free throws. And listen, I love being here at the Odd and looking at these younger guys, sophomores, juniors, saying, wow, he's this solid this year as a sophomore. What's he going to be like the next couple years? And certainly even Defner is also only a junior, and Dunnett is a sophomore as well for Thetford. So some young guys that can play some basketball showing their stuff off tonight.
On the long pass by Emerson and intercepted is Larson. Gets it up ahead to Baker. Back to Larson with his 3-point shot. Back iron, but the solid rebound by LaCours. And the putback by the senior Jay LaCours. I love the way they break this press, though. In the middle of the floor, over to the weak side of the floor, but getting a little sloppy are the Panthers here.
Howard's going to pick up his 4th foul. Got a little rattled here this last 20, 30 seconds.
Yes.
The Panthers trying to not do the easy stuff. I think Hazen was about to go into the steal foul formation, but didn't have to because Thetford tossed it away a couple times.
Coming back into the game for the Wildcats, Elliott Kimball, the senior, stepping to the line for Thetford will be Carter Blaine. Hazen with a 17 fouls, 7 team fouls, sounded like 17, and Thetford with 8. First shot, or the 1-and-1 by Blaine, and it rims in and out, and a big rebound by LaCours. Baker gets it up to Kimball. Kimball shoots it, and that's an air ball, and corralled by Jake Colby. He will now step to the line for the Thetford Panthers.
Kimball rushing his shots a little bit tonight. I think he's had a few shots that haven't found anything.
And with just a 6-point lead, maybe another pass or two by Hazen to get a more open look. Jake Colby will step to the line for the 1-1. Shot is up and front iron. And in the hands of Elliott Kimball. Gets it ahead to Baker. That's who they want shooting the three-pointer, and it gets side iron, and another big rebound by Owen Defner. I really want to say that's 15 to 18 to 20 rebounds. Yeah. We're in that ballpark with Defner on the boards.
Definitely doing work out there on the glass.
And Defner will now step to the line, the senior, for the front end of the 1-and-1. Shot up by the senior and good. Extends it to a 7-point lead. And Defner playing this fourth quarter with 4 fouls. High basketball IQ by the senior. Second shot by Defner, up and good. 49-41, 25 seconds to go. Baker quickly gets it up to Howard. Back to Baker, tries the three-point shot, side iron, ball gets kicked around. Tie up on the floor, nope, ball is still getting kicked around.
So is the kick against Thetford, and that will be Wildcat ball. Looks like Aaron Hill is going to empty his bench to give some players the opportunity to get in.
And a classy move by Coach Aaron Hill, allowing his bench to step onto the Barry Odd floor.
Jason Gray follows suit.
4 senior starters for the Hazen Wildcats: Larson, Howard, Kimball, and LaCours. But coming back will be Dylan Perry and Isaiah Baker. Into the paint goes Carter Hill, takes it hard to the hole. Back in the low post to Wilson. Wilson takes it hard to the hole, and the block by Eli Dunnett. Just a 0.3 of a second left in this Division III final. And that's all, folks. A final score of 49-41. The Thetford Panthers, the number 3 seed, has punched their ticket to the D3 State Championship game Saturday night at 7:30, where they will face the number 1 seed, Williamstown Blue Devils. Carl and I will step out for a quick minute, and we will be back to break down this Division III semifinal. Once again, Thetford wins 49-41, and we will be back in 30.